Welcome back, everybody, to the Wild Faith Podcast. My name is Evan Bungham, and I have my co-host, Luke Timmons, live here in person, and we are going to talk turkeys once again. I feel like that has been, we've been pounding it to death, talking about turkey, and we're finally getting to, I would say there's light at the end of the tunnel.
Oh, yeah.
We are
for sure.
T-minus 3 weeks away.
Yeah, I bought my turkey tag already for Minnesota. I got one in Wisconsin. So
Nice.
Yeah.
Jealous.
Yeah. It's coming quick.
Someday we'll be, I hope that someday we'll be able to do what we did, when we ran into those boys from Mississippi.
Oh, do like a turkey tour.
Do a 2-week-long turkey tour, hit up
fun.
like 4 states and just wreak hell.
Yeah, and I mean, like, realistically, you could only need to hit up 4 or 5 states and knock out the Grand Slam in a year.
Yeah.
That'd be sweet.
I think if you
tough.
have 2 weeks and enough people for drive time and stuff,
It'd be tough. You could do it as a group,
You'd
probably.
have to have good.
But I don't know
Public
if
would be
like
hard.
one single guy could. You could. I mean, like, I know like Waddell did it with like a private jet, but I mean, I don't got that. So
Well, we're not there yet. Sponsored by trying to think Delta. I couldn't think of the
don't say
airline.
Boeing. Your plane might go down. No. Anyways, no, it's gonna be a fun year. I mean, I've talked a couple of times here, but I got some sweet ideas. I want to get, obviously, shoot one myself, selfishly. I'm gonna get my dad his first bird. I talked to him the other night on St. Patty's, and he was all gung ho. He was like, "Yep, I'll do it." So
Love it.
yeah, I think he thought I was gonna make him bow hunt. I'm like,
I was just going to
no.
make a joke about that. It was just
Well, I was like, no.
Yeah,
I'm like, no.
give him my recurve. Make it really hard.
Just
Make
gonna
him never do it again.
Impossible. Make it just hate life with it. Yeah. No. So yeah, he's gonna go out shotgun. That'll be fun. He's came out, like I've talked about a couple times on here. He's came out a couple times, like when I was hunting the local sportsman's club a couple times, and it's fun. I mean, when you get out in the turkey woods and it's when they're responding and calling, it's a lot of fun. And then I convinced my wife too that she's gonna go out with a shotgun.
Nice.
Got the 20 gauge. I'm gonna get an extended choke on that 20 gauge though. And then
Get a red dot on it.
I could. That'd be kind of cool. That'd be fun. But no, I want to get. And then I told her, she's like, I don't. Is it gonna hurt? Like the kick. I'm like, no, it's a 20 gauge. Plus, I said we'll go up to the range beforehand. We'll do it right. We'll, go to Shields, buy some, turkey patterns, or it's been
targets. Fun to see that. It doesn't even matter if it's turkey hunting, but even in a waterfall, like 20 gauge has become such a universal. It was such it was such a gun that everyone.
Well, it's because it's a sport dominated by men, and it's like I
want a 10 gauge
macho.
I want the biggest shell I can shoot.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's like until people have shot turkey load. I mean, like we grew up in Southeast Minnesota shooting slugs.
Yeah,
which is already
similar,
already a lot. But then all of a sudden you throw your first 3.5 inch turkey load in and blow your shoulder out as a 10-year-old.
Time to eat.
It's like, but that's the cool thing about it, like where it's been fun to see is like loads have been getting so good for 20 gauges. Well, and you get some of that 10s.
Yeah, you get some of that like TSS.
Well, that's all I shoot. It's amazing.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a 1957 37A Remington 16 gauge that I restored.
It's a mouthful.
It is. And I have, our cats are back at it again, having fun. But I bought some Federal TSS. I think I only have 2 Apex Ninja Series 16 gauge shells left because I've killed my last 2 birds with that. But I bought, Federal had a good deal on them for like a 25 pack for like $100, whatever it was. But they're all TSS and pattern that gun. And I mean, like she's good to probably 40, 45 yards. And
that's perfect.
It's all you need. The only thing I need is I don't have a sight on it. So
yeah, it would be sweet to get a little red dot on that 20 gauge, just universally too, because then I could use it for getting Liam into deer hunting too with slugs. And
I want to get one on that 16 gauge, but I feel kind of like
that one you almost wouldn't want to because it's kind
If
of more of a vintage.
I milled it out, it would ruin the gun and the aesthetic of it. I mean,
you could go find a cheap, Mossberg or Weatherby or.
I mean, I laugh at like looking at the photos we shot in the past that already have duct tape on that gun. holding the stock on. I was like, maybe I just duct tape a red dot on it.
Yeah, I'd be a redneck. I'll get up. Yeah, no, it'll be, like I said, it's going to be a fun year because there'll be a lot of, and just running around.
It's turkey season, man. It's my favorite time of the year. I say the same thing when it comes to deer season, but I have always loved turkey hunting, and it is my favorite just because I think it's the camaraderie. I think I like the most of where it's like we can finally get out and you're running and gunning, you're talking with birds. You got people that have probably never turkey hunted that are with I that's how I usually roll. I'm taking
try to get
5-6 people out every year, and it's like best.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm excited for you because like that first time you get somebody out and they hear that first tom fire off and they're just like big eyes and like, what the hell is that?
Yeah. Yeah. As long as that's like I was talking to one of the daycare dads today about this turkeys and stuff. And I was like, yeah, I got all these ideas for to make some sweet videos, but gotta kill birds.
Well,
but you got obviously a couple spots that are just kind of bulletproof. I got a couple spots, I got a spot that's been bulletproof, couple new spots this year. And then that same guy was like, well, if you want to get out with the boys or something, I'm like, you know what? I was going to get out with the boys in June. So he's like, come out to our place. He's like, he's got one guy that comes out like last weekend of the season. He's like, he shoots one the first day every morning. Yep. So which means I'm not going to shoot one because that's usually
yeah. I just got to go out early.
That's just usually my luck. Yeah. No, so I'm going to go.
Yeah. What is your break down your season for us?
Yeah. So opening day, I'm going to go out here in Minnesota that weekend. I need a calendar here quick. Get out that opening, Wednesday, I guess, because it's kind of goofy. And then following weekend, I think you and I are going to try and film some bits together here. And then weekend after that, it's Wisconsin. And then, mixing in my dad and Jenna and probably Noah as well, getting birds there. Nice. So
will you be weekend warrior or getting out early in the mornings and going to work or?
Depends.
Mixture of both.
Yeah.
I think that's the one blessing that I love about turkey hunting is like you could be back. If you typically start your work day at 8:00, I know some people don't, but like you start your work day at 8:00, like,
oh yeah, you could be
back home, showered by 7:30.
Done deal.
Yep.
Yeah. No, so it's going to be like just saying that out loud, like, oh boy, it's going to be basically 6 weeks of
no sleep.
Yeah, just running and grinding, and it'll be fun. I'm excited. Get over Wisconsin, And
you drew what zone?
Zone 1. So zone 1. Like La Crosse area.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Hunting the hills.
Hunting the hills again.
Nice.
Hopefully more farm fields, but
yeah.
I ain't afraid to go chase them.
Do you guys seen a lot of birds over there?
Yeah. Like I was talking to Pete, and he always sends me, I think it's like usually
he's a bow only guy, isn't he?
Yeah. Yep. He, I think, sends me, it feels like every few days, a new video of like 12 turkeys in his front yard. So,
are you going bow or shotgun out there?
Shotgun.
Shotgun.
Yeah.
Nice. Good or done.
I feel like some of those, like around here,
you haven't killed one with the shotgun yet.
No.
Oh, man.
Just bow.
You're in for a treat.
Yeah, just bow. So, it'll be interesting. I mean, I know it'll be easier.
Well, I would take that with a grain of salt. I've watched birds
always
roll 5 feet and get up and just
take off.
Run away. They're tougher than nails.
Oh yeah, gotta hit them in the head.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
What about you? What are your season looking like?
I don't think I'm turkey hunting. Oh. I thought this would be a good time to top it.
Why not breaking news?
No, I have a very interesting spring. Very exciting. I have a daughter coming early June. My wife is due probably June 8th, I think it is, or right around the June 5th. And then depending on, hopefully baby stays on schedule and comes in June and doesn't come early, but whenever she decides to come, we'll embrace it. But I will be sticking close to home up in the Brainerd Lakes area, probably starting that first week of May, just in case.
Oh yeah. Yep.
But I think I will be down here for Easter weekend.
Yep.
And then the following weekend we're going to have Sam down.
Yep.
And then we'll hunt then. So hopefully I look at it where it's like I have a hard time. Like I have some really good spots up in central Minnesota too. So like if I wanted to be tagged out opening morning, I could. But it's one of those fun things where it's like, okay, well I can save it and maybe we can get a double. Maybe we can get a triple.
Haven't you ever heard the old saying, bird in the hand's worth two in the bush?
Yeah. I don't know. We've got some, I've been very blessed my whole entire life to have an incredible farm that I live on now, or we have now in our family, and then another family farm that we have that is honestly probably one of the best turkey farms that I've hunted anywhere across the country.
Yeah.
And it's, it's not always a slam dunk, but I know if I hunt
3 days.
2 to 3 days, like I'm going to kill 1 to 2 to 3 birds, depending on how many people I have with me.
Right.
We have a really good bird population, and just how the property lays out, it's awesome. Yep. So I think my plan is I have a hard time deciding if I want to roll with bow or gun this year. I've been shooting my recurve again. I kind of told myself that I was going to kill one with the trad bow this year.
There you go.
But being the time frame that I do have, it's like, man, do I really want to put myself in a position where because like Minnesota, we're a state where if I declare that I'm going to go with my bow, I can't go buy a gun tag.
Right.
But if I buy a gun tag, I can technically use a bow during gun season, but then you're limited. But you're limited to a week. But the cool thing about Minnesota is then saying if I drew for the first week of Easter, I'd have that first week. And then the following last 3 seasons, I would get to be able to go out again. Or it's maybe the last 2 weeks. I think
it's the last 2, maybe.
2 weeks that I could go out again. So honestly, I think I'm probably going to go gun just because of my short time frame.
Yeah.
And I'm only doing Minnesota this year. Yep. I'm not doing South Dakota. I'm not doing Wisconsin.
Yep.
Would love to go to a state where I could slam 2 birds.
Yeah.
I haven't done that one in a long time.
That'd be cool.
But yeah, I mean, that's kind of my season. I mean, like I plan on getting hopefully we'll be able to get Sam a bird down here at the farm.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm going to try to get Eric a bird again this year. I did pressure him that he needs to kill one on his own, which he does. Cause I mean, the cool thing about my brother and I think we are, and he shot his first one when he was 12 too. So 12, 32, he's 20
in 10 years,
22. So he's killed 12 birds with me. And last year's the first year you didn't get one. So yeah, we kill a lot of birds together.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, dude, you got to kill one on your own. Yeah. You got to learn the ways and just figure it out. But I'll try to get him a bird. I'm going to try to get my buddy Ross that we'll have on the podcast here at some point in time. He's never killed a turkey, so I'm going to try to get him a bird. Father-in-law a bird. I'm going to try to get my nephews both a bird. They both expressed a lot of interest, so I'm going to try to get them some birds. Yeah, a lot of people to take out. Like, how much of those I'll be able to really...
I was going to say, you're running out of time. That's
a lot of the local...
5, 6?
My best ever is 8 in a season. So
that's pretty good.
Yeah. So I think it's all doable. It's just more or less of if weekends work out and if early mornings mornings work out and schedule work out, because I know it gets hard with kids. But
or you get a foot of snow randomly, like we're getting tomorrow.
Hey man, killing in the snow is fun. I really I know we talked about in the last podcast with Shane. I really wish the fall season for Minnesota was not just October. Like, what is it? It's like the second week in October through the Halloween.
Yeah,
I wish it went from like then until like December. I mean, maybe there's no sport into it, but like.
It would be cool to shoot one closer to Thanksgiving and then have it for Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, like the one video, I think we shared it on TikTok. I don't think I shared it on Instagram yet. I had a hunt with my buddy Zach. We got to get him on the podcast too, but we had a hunt. I think it was, 5 years ago now. Cool hunt. I mean, like we went out there and it was opening weekend. We made a makeshift blind the night before with a bunch of just down timber.
Yep.
Didn't build a blind. We didn't really think anything of
it.
And we end up getting about, like what the storm we're going to get now, we end up getting about a foot of snow. So these birds went from summer to winter in a night. And it was one of the most electric mornings I've ever had. We had, I want to say there was 15 toms. So if anybody wants to know the answer on TikTok, there was 15 toms in the field. We had, want to say probably like 10 to 15 hens as well. And we had a piebald hen. It wasn't a true albino, but it was a piebald hen that I would say was borderline albino with like a 7-inch beard that was 40 yards away. And I told Zach to shoot it. So if you watch the video, we have this Tom that's just beat the living piss out of this decoy in front of us at like 6 yards. Remember, we were in no blind, both bow hunting.
Yep.
And he misses this Tom at like 5 yards. It was brutal. But it was it was just an electric morning. Birds were gobbling in every direction and they were just doing their same thing. They didn't really care about the snow.
No, those are the mornings. I mean, besides the snow, those are the mornings you dream of because that's when it's real fun. But it's also kind of fun too when it does get hard, like when we were out in South Dakota last year, where you do get to a point where it's not just like rinse and repeat. It's okay. I gotta work for these birds. I gotta we had to completely throw the book away as far as how we went about turkey hunting out there, because it was a whole new way of turkey hunting, and it was and that's the fun about it. Yeah, that's what's so rewarding about just hunting in general, because it's like, you may think you have it dialed in, but then all of a sudden they're animals.
And I will say, that's the one good thing for me. I think I've been out in South Dakota for 4 years now. No, 5 years chasing turkeys. And the kill one last year was so and the kill one in the Black Hills too. Yeah, just made it so much better. True Black Hills. Yeah. And I mean, unfortunately, I wish it was a true Merriam. I don't think it was. I think it was a hybrid. But I mean, who cares? It's still cool. But I chased him up in Sissewapaton for 2 years, trying to kill a Rio and then trying to kill Merriams out there. And that learned a lot doing that. And then I tried to kill him out in the prairie, which is a lot like back home. Yep. And then hunted 2 years in the Black Hills with no or almost success. And then, finally killing one last year. But it's good, and that's where it gets me excited that as time goes on and we continue to travel more and get more into this, and the kids get more into it, and putting more hunts to hunting turkeys in different terrain. Because I'm not saying I will say the turkeys that the hunt, and that's where I always laugh about it. And I was asking, we asked Shane about that in the podcast, where it's like, do people laugh at us as Minnesota hunters chasing turkeys? Because it's like, I feel like killing an eastern, like going out to the farm here, killing a bird. It's hard, but it's not that hard. No, it's pretty easy. I feel like all of a sudden you get out in the Black Hills, but then again too, like you can get out in the prairies in South Dakota, and you got those farm Merriams, and those are pretty easy to kill. Right. And all right, we'll go kill one down in Mississippi public. Like, that might be really hard to do. I've never done it, but I'm sure it's hard. Yeah. Or go kill one out in the hills out east. Like, that's probably hard to do. Right. Never done it. The old Appalachia or something. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's where I'm excited to diversify my hunting portfolio for turkeys as I get older here. I doubt I'll ever have the ability to finish the slam, like the U.S. slam. Yeah, you never know. Unless I come in, if I come into a large lump sum of money. You're talking for Florida then? Well, no, I will finish my Grand Slam. Oh, you're talking the North American Slam. Yeah. Gotcha. I think I'll do my Grand Slam probably in the next, for sure, 10 years. All right. But you heard it here first. So in 10 years, it'll happen. But in terms of 2035. Okay. All right. It'll happen. I got 2 to go. Technically, I have 3 to go. This is 25%. Yeah. Right? No. Does a Gould count? I think it's just the 4 for the true. I think it is for the Grand Slam. Yeah. Because I need a Rio and an Osceola. Yeah. But the Yucatan one and the Goulds, because I think that's the super slam is to get the 6 subspecies, and then the U.S. slam is the killing in every state. The Grand Slam is the 4. Yep. So the Royal Slam is the 4 plus the Goulds. Yep. And then the World Slam is all those plus the Yucatan. Yeah. The oscillated. Yeah. There's a Canadian Slam. What? There's turkeys in Canada? All you need to do is harvest an Eastern or Merriam in any Canadian province. Hey, all right. That's doable. That's just one. Yeah. In anywhere. Mexican Slam is the Rio, Goulds, and oscillated. Only in Mexico.
And then the Super Slam is all 49 states.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I like turkey hunting, but not that much.
If I had money.
Well, I mean, that's always the kicker is. Yeah.
If I and like it's watch the stories and guys that do it.
Oh, it's amazing. It's sweet.
They're doing 5-6 state swings every year to make it happen.
Right.
And then there's guys that get stuck on the state.
Yeah. That
and
would
then
be
just
tough.
like
and come into you know what, this may be a good little spot to talk about it because I'm sure a lot of those guys are hunting public, but it just passed, I think, or whatever passed, put through whatever.
Kennedy files?
No, yeah, them too. The Kennedy files. Yeah, we're gonna do a deep dive on
80,000 page
JFK files. No, corner crossings is now legal in 5 states.
Which states?
Colorado, Wyoming, Utah, and I'm gonna pause there because I don't remember the rest.
I don't think South Dakota.
No, it wasn't. Nope.
I don't think North Dakota either.
But they don't have enough of them probably to.
There's quite a few.
But compared to like,
I can think of Onyx in my brain.
Well,
right
I know
now,
I can
and
think of
there's a ton
exact spots that we've been to where it's like,
that'd be nice.
Yeah. So like with the corner crossing, the way I understand it is you can cross to the corner, but you cannot step foot on the 2 other corners because that's private property. So technically, they don't own the air above the property.
Yeah. But that's the hard one then too, and you get into a fight with the landowner saying, "How did you get over here?" It's like, well, I jumped the fence.
Right, but you didn't touch the.
I know, but then how do you? That's then you get down that whole rabbit hole of.
Oh, for sure, sure.
And that's why shout out to everybody from all the people that fight for us.
Yeah,
I mean that's a big one. I mean because there is hundreds of thousands of acres that are still landlocked.
Yeah, yep, yeah. It is. Hold on, I got the states. Colorado, Kansas, New Mexico, Oklahoma, Utah, and Wyoming. But obviously,
Kansas is an interesting one.
Yeah. But obviously, now that it's taken precedent in 6 states, it's could be moving to others too. So, yeah, it'll make not hunting easier, but access better for people to get out on public land, and like you said, you have millions upon acres across the U.S. that you can't get to.
Yep.
So we'll see what happens, but good win for I think hunters just across the board on that one.
Oh, for everything, not just turkey hunting, for deer.
Oh no, not just turkey hunting. No, God, everything. No. Yeah, everything. I'm just saying really, hunting in general. Yeah.
Yeah. Big win.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, it's what it's all about. Getting out there and chasing, doing what you love and that kind of thing. So
yeah, we're finally here.
Yeah.
We got 3 weeks to go, and it'll be go time before we know it, and before we know it, the season will be over.
Yeah. If you could only hunt turkeys or deer, which one would you pick?
Damn.
That's it.
That's it. There's no other context to it.
No. Straight down the. You could go anywhere you want, still, but it's only turkeys or it's only deer.
I'd probably say turkey.
Wow. That is
that's a crazy one, right?
Crazy.
I just think of it like, here's my context behind it is like, if I had to choose happiness, I thoroughly enjoy taking people turkey hunting.
Yeah.
And watching, like living through their eyes.
Right. Yeah.
Enjoying that hunt.
It's kind of like you get to have your first hunt
and
again.
There's so much more success. Like I think of like this past year for me, how blessed I told my wife this the other day, how blessed I was. I mean, what a great year. I killed Minnesota, first bird with a shotgun in like 10 years. Yep. And in the video that we dropped with that one, I didn't really give much context. Did the math on it. I think I've killed 27 birds in my 32 years of existence. But in the video I said that it was my first bird I killed in 10 years. That's not true. I've killed them all with bow. But first one with a gun in 10 years. Killed my first Merriam in South Dakota. And then found out I was having my second kid, killed my biggest buck of my life.
Yep.
Like just bangers of like, what an awesome year, blessed. But like for me, it's like, I love bow hunting. It's like, that is my, I love,
that's why I was shocked that you said turkeys.
I love deer hunting, but I just think of like, I've had good success, but it is one of those things where it's like deer hunting just drains me.
Yeah.
Like
Sure.
like I've had seasons where it's been the high, like honestly, like the last 4 years have been in the dumps
Rough.
because I've killed. Well, let's just go down it. Let's see. 4 years ago, I have had horrible rap in South Dakota. 4 years ago, killed a stud muley. Didn't find him. Shot 3 years ago, killed probably my biggest whitetail ever with a bow. Never found him. 2 years ago in South Dakota, last year in South Dakota, I killed my biggest muley ever. I shouldn't say killed him because I don't know if he's dead. I'm assuming he's alive. Never found him. I mean, that was heartbreaking.
We might need to look into your archery setup there, bud, because something's not mathing for me.
Shoulder shots, man.
Yeah, no, I know.
And I've just had so much heartache. And then obviously like now with like taking over the farm and stuff, it's, you go down that rabbit hole of, are we managing the farm right?
Right.
Are we not seeing our shooters and our food plots and the right stuff?
Yeah.
And you go down like where it's like, you get so, I feel like in the deer hunting side, I get so overwhelmed with hunting and I get so fixated on things where it's like with the farm, I get so fixated on doing the TSI.
There's more pressure to it.
Yeah. Compared to like, I feel like turkey hunting for me, I am a way better turkey hunter because I hunt. And I think the biggest thing that I need to get better at with deer hunting is I need to hunt.
Yeah. I get away from just sitting in the same old stand every so often
And I think that's where saddle hunting this year with me was so liberating because like I've and I shouldn't say lugged around because they're nothing. I've had a lone wolf for the last 3 years, and I've said that before on the podcast too. Like for me on public land, I have way more enjoyment hunting on public land because I go through the context of scouting for fresh signs, sitting on a fresh sign,
right?
I've had success, but I haven't had like tremendous success. I haven't killed a giant yet. But it's like I have way more enjoyment out of that where it's like on the farm where we put in all this work and love and stuff where it's like it's been nothing but heartache. We've had big deer get killed on the farm, which is cool.
Yeah.
But then again, it's like I haven't had that success.
Oh yeah.
So that's where it's like it's been hard for me where it's just like, oh man, am I doing the right thing? And you always question yourself. But always. Like, turkey hunting for me, it's just like, I go out and hunt, make some calls, birds gobble, birds come in, boom.
Yeah. No, that's interesting. So if you this is getting off turkeys a little bit, but like looking ahead to deer season, if you could snap your fingers and have like, would you, snap your fingers is the wrong verbiage, but like would you keep every stand as to how they're set up now? Or would you kind of do what you just said is get more back into like hunting sign and just farm? Like pull, not all the stands, because obviously you want to be able to get out with like your kids and like gun season is nice just to roll up into a stand. But for bow hunting, would you pull stands or would you just leave them and just kind of hang and bang or you know what I'm saying? Yeah,
we've talked about this. I mean, I look at it like now, like and you hit on the head with the kid thing. Like we're trying to get the farm to a point now where it's like we have nicer blinds, not to be your typical TV show
just sitting, a pop-up
sitting over a food plot in a nice redneck, but like
heated
when you're taking kids out for the first time, it's kind of nice luxury to have. But in terms of like what you're saying is like I would love it's all time. If I had nothing but time, I would do a complete hard reset on the farm, re-strategize, do everything different. But this is where I think we've talked about this, where I'm looking forward to this year. And that's the nice thing about having private ground is you can get up in a tree stand. You don't have to dick around with sticks. You don't have to dick around getting something set up. But cool thing that I've found now about saddle hunting is where it's like I can just go prep a tree. And then for me to get up and like I feel like my setup I have right now, I know I can get up in less than 5 minutes, quiet, not make a ton of sound, and I can get wherever I need to get in whatever tree.
That's pretty good.
So that's where I feel like this upcoming year, there's a lot of spots that I could think of on the farm in particular, and same thing with their other farm where it's like, I'm probably going to prep 15, 20 trees where it's like, I might not go into that spot until it's go time. But there's spots where I can't get tree stands that I know I can get up in the saddle.
Sure.
So I definitely think, yes, I probably would go through and change things quite a bit. Because honestly, a lot of the stands that we have out here, they've been in the same spot
for 20 years.
Forever. And we have too many. I mean, like I think we have 17 stands out here.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And I'd love to cut that to like
half.
8.
Yeah.
7 maybe.
Yep.
And let parts of the woods just be the woods. I mean, like, for granted, those 15 stands, we don't sit in those 15 stands.
Oh, no.
All the time. I mean, probably half of them we
don't even get sat on. And then probably there's another quarter where we sit in them once. Right.
Because they're just in the spot you need to be. It's just more or less. And that's the hard thing that we're working on with the farm too, is we get better with the farm is, we're on 48 acres here, which is nothing crazy, but the whole entire section now is under, I would say, like better management than it's been in the last 30 years.
Yeah.
And we're finally getting to a point where people are letting those we got dogs losing their mind. They always bark, but we got 3.5-year-olds that are living the 4.5, and then, some 4.5-year-olds that are making the 5.5.
Yeah. You're definitely, you just trail cameras. I mean, you're just starting to see, like you said, the fruits of your labor kind of pay off a little bit more. And like you said, you get, it pays to have a good relationship with your neighbors, because when you get 3 or 4 landowners all in the same section or area that are all, maintaining a, quality deer management kind of plan.
Well, and like Jeff Sturgis talks about that too. Like, I would rather, and I'm very glad that we are close, I would rather be tight with my neighbors.
Right.
In good context, knowing that, if they kill the number 1 deer on the farm.
Happened last year.
Hey, awesome.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
Love them up. It's like, that's what we're here to do.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, if you're in bad standings with your neighbor, he's going to be the guy that's going to put a tree stand on your property line.
Yeah.
And he's going to just drive you nuts.
Yep.
100%. But you can't blame somebody if you got a food plot that's on the corner of your property. I wouldn't blame them if you put a tree stand right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's where it's like, as we go on, and really, if you think about it, we've only done this type of work to the farm the last 3 years now.
Yeah.
Yep. And it's a learning game. We didn't have Jeff come in. We didn't have any land specialists come in. This is all stuff that we've
trial and error.
We've learned, and I feel like every year we're progressively getting better. And also, I think a big thing down here where we're at geographically, we're in crop country. So, it's very limited timber, a lot of CRP, but it's a lot of crops, and egg rotation has a really big, play in that. And like, good thing to think about too is like, I was talking with my brother-in-law this past weekend. We were talking about a deer that we were both chasing, and he ended up telling me that he got a trail camera from a buddy of his, that he's like, this deer really looks like one of the deer that you had in camera that you showed me 7 miles away.
Oh boy.
That's how far he wintered from November, end of the rut, 7 miles away.
Dang.
Picture it like end of December.
Wow. Crazy.
And then that's up in central Minnesota, more hill country, I would say, more like monotonous timber. But the same thing down here too. Like, they go to the deer yards every year. We hold maybe 10 deer over the winter compared to the probably 40 that live in our section.
Right.
Yeah. And they all head east to the big woods, and we never see them.
Hunker down for the winter.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what would, if you're sitting here at, end of the turkey season, what would you consider a successful turkey season this year?
This year, for sure, I would say on my docket, not being selfish, but I kill a bird.
Yeah.
I think there's only been 1 year in my life that I haven't killed a bird. And oddly funny, that's the year that my dad passed, because I didn't kill a deer that year. First time in my life. First year, never killed a turkey. First year, never killed a deer in my life.
Yeah.
It was a weird year.
Yeah.
And I tried hard. Yeah. That was the weirdest thing, is like, I hunted more than I've ever hunted in my life that year.
Yeah.
But I really think if I can get a bird, and then usually if I can just get family and friends birds.
Yeah.
Like if I can go 3 for 6, like, that's a win in my book.
Sure.
I really, really want to get my father-in-law our bird this year. We've tried for these 4 years now, but it's always been a logistics of schedules.
Yeah,
trying to get that work. We get a hunt or two, and that's about it.
Yep.
So I really, really want to get him a bird. If I can get him a bird, that'd be a win.
There you go.
Or my nephew, or nephews, I should say.
Sure.
They both come down. So
Be sweet.
How about you?
Yeah, same vein. Shoot a bird. I'd like to, it'd be cool to get one in another state.
That'd be a first for you.
Yep. But yeah, shoot a bird or two, and then get a couple. I'd love to get my dad one. I think that's probably number one, and then. Not to say my wife's not number one. She is number one. As that came out, I was like, wait a second.
Wait a minute. Retract my answer.
Pause, rewind, record. But no, I mean, getting either of them a bird would just be sweet. Both are, it's cool, because I can remember going out deer hunting with my dad as a kid. And then, having Jen shoot one would be sweet too with the boys, because we want to try and get them out too, which would be wild if that happened. But never say never.
It could happen.
We'll see. And just getting them out outside, after being cooped up all winter, it's like emerging from your den with kids because you're like, yes, go outside, run around till 7:30 at night, and then pass out and go to bed. Yeah.
Well, and that's like the funny thing. I laugh about this, and this is kind of off subject, but like it's like anything. It's the same thing with deer hunting too, where it's like those first couple mornings are rough. Because like you think that you are ready to go, and all of a sudden I get nervous every time I hit that first mouth call.
Oh, it sounds
in the morning. It's like, does this sound good? And then like you finally kind of get in like the rhythm of things where it's like, all right, I'm back in the saddle. I feel good again.
Yeah, I gotta shake the rust off a bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's where it's at. Like that first week is, I shouldn't say first week. Yeah, usually like that first week's always like
first wheel.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm doing like, do we set up in the right spot or is the decoys right? Or, like that's one thing I always struggle with, and like.
Second guessing.
No, like setting decoys up. I am the master of crooked decoys.
Oh, just like.
Yes. Like every time I'm looking at it, it's like, it's 5:15 in the morning and it's like, all right, it's dark. That looks like it's good. And then it's first light. I'm like, shit. Yeah. It's crooked.
Got a hen going sideways.
It's like, oh man. It's like, but honestly, that's where like a lot of the turkeys or a lot of my decoys too, like I'll just bury them till their tails are like flush, so they're not standing up so high, and it kind of hides the stake on it too. Yeah. And like I lose so many stakes every year.
Oh, I
use arrows. I use so many miscellaneous. I've used sticks.
Yep. Yeah, I just was looking at my decoys the other day because I had to do a cover art for Turkey Talk.
Oh, nice.
And I was like, dang it, I lost another stake for my hen decoy. So I should just go buy like 5 of them.
I do every year. I probably have, I don't know, 12 stakes at this point right now, but I'll probably end the season with like 7.
Yeah.
Because you leave them in the field or you forget it, but they're $5.
Yeah.
You know, and like I've done the arrow thing. The arrows are nice, but they don't fold up nice. And like I can fit all mine in my pouch on my vest, which is really nice.
Yeah.
The only bad thing with turkey vest is like, maybe I need to get a smaller one now.
Yeah.
Because me, I'm a hoarder.
Yep.
So like I pack my turkey vest out to the max.
Yeah. It's busting at the seams with stuff. Yeah.
I have a Swiss Army knife.
Yeah. That like father, like son on that one. Cause I can remember being in the Boundary Waters with your dad. And we'd get, to the next campsite and we'd be unloading the canoe. And Dave's just sitting, he's got all his stuff just spread right around him.
Yeah.
We're like, I'm looking at him like, how the heck did you pack that much stuff? But that's like, when we go out to South Dakota and you start unloading your tote or something, I'm like, how did you manage to pack all that?
Yep. But that's like the same thing as too, like where you find out it's like you're a week into it. It's like, I don't need half the shit.
Oh, that's about how every like going out to South Dakota hunt has gone for me, where it's like day 1 or 2, I'm like packing way too much crap. And then like the next, 4 or 6 days, it's like, why did I do that? Cause
that's always the worst though, because it's like day 5, you feel really deadly.
Yeah.
You're like, I am dying.
Froggy.
It's like, I wish I had another 5 days.
Yeah.
Because now it's like, I feel like I got it down where it's like, I wish you could have just like a 14-day window. It's like, all right. Well,
you could. I mean, it's just,
it's all relative.
Yeah.
Maybe that's another thing that I appreciate about turkey hunting too, is where it is more of a working man's type of hunt.
Yeah. Yeah.
Of where you can just get out and go and you don't really have to put, depends on what you're doing.
Like
you don't have to put a whole lot of thought into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Sweetness.
Cool. Well, guys, this was a fun one. Like I said, we're getting closer and closer, and pretty soon we'll be doing
Hunt breakdown.
Hunt breakdown. Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, this was a fun one, and we'll catch you guys next time.
Thank you for joining us on this journey through faith in the great outdoors. We hope today's episode has inspired you to seek God's presence in the wilderness and deepen your connection with nature. If you enjoyed today's discussion, don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe to the Wild Faith Podcast on your favorite platforms, including Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. By subscribing, you'll never miss an episode, and you'll continue to be a part of the Wild Faith Podcast community. We'd also love to hear from our listeners, so please don't hesitate to reach out with your questions, comments, or topic suggestions. You can connect with us on social media or through our website. Your feedback is important to us and helps us improve and tailor our content to better serve you. And always remember, the great outdoors isn't just a playground for hunting and fishing. It's a sanctuary for finding solace and spiritual renewal. As you gear up for that next adventure, I pray you find God's presence in the crackling of a campfire, the thrill of reeling in your catch, or the quiet solitude found in nature. Until next time, thank you for listening to the Wild Faith Podcast. Take care, and God bless.